Hello there, everybody. My name is David, as you can see here. It's actually spelled wrong. The second C is capital, but doesn't matter. This is my current Master of Education. I'm in the final course. It's for advanced teaching at the secondary school level. That's my specialization. I'll just go through the grades of the courses that I've... Okay, learning theory, A. Philosophy, A minus. Positive classroom, I dropped that, but I took it again and got an A. Curriculum design, A plus. I like doing that. Assessment and evaluation, A. Living and learning globally. I've done a lot of that. I'm surprised I didn't get an A plus. Instructional techniques for secondary school, A minus. Diverse and inclusive classrooms, A. The only B, adolescent development. And I think that one was a Christmas course, November. I was very busy at Christmas and I missed a few assignments. Barriers to learning, that's really interesting to me. Teaching literature, my major in my BA was literature, so loved that, writing. So that's my transcript. Unofficial, because I haven't finished yet. But I've learned a few things along the way, and one of the things I have learned is history, some history of education, and this guy is big in history. It's Paulo Freire. He has become a kind of hero, my pedagogical hero, because I want to emulate what he did. In his native Brazil, he basically took his country from illiteracy to literacy across the board with his teaching techniques. And they involved things that I have done over my 20 plus years of teaching. Specifically things like getting to know the student, taking a personal interest not only in teaching the language to the student, but their success. How are they doing? How do they feel? How can we prepare them for the rest of their lives? We don't, me and Frere, mon frere, my brother, we don't think teaching is just about one class and then forget about the students. We want to give them things that will last them their whole lives and stay with them. So there are specific ways of doing that. And I learned about them through my 20-year apprenticeship and through my studies right now. One of those specifics, differentiation. You can see here these two are cooperative students, easy to deal with for me because I like cooperative exercises in my classrooms. Teamwork, no problem. Friendship, no problem. Here's the Hermione Granger of, well, we have those in our classes sometimes. Oh, I'll answer, I'm ever so smart. It's a different kind of student. This is a quiet guy, likes to take notes, having been all throughout Asia teaching. You run into a lot of those people. They are trained to learn that way in Asia. How can I make one lesson that suits the learning styles and preferences and personalities of all of these students without getting to know them? You can't really. So that's what I'm about, taking a personal interest in my students' lives so I can differentiate and make my lessons more relevant and meaningful. Making meaning is very important to me in my teaching. So we get to talking about, this is Bloom's taxonomy, the basics of teaching. You want them to remember what you teach. That's first. But if they just recite things through rote memorization, that's not good enough. You want them to understand what they're remembering. You want them to use those things, words like memorizing vocabulary. You can have a 1,000,000 word vocabulary and still be bad at English. It's usage that I try and concentrate on. So that involves analyzation and evaluation, thinking. It's not bad for me, in my classes, to have total silence, thinking. Students need to think about what they've learned and how they can apply it and what situations the language would be useful in. There's a lot of that I encourage, but you will find that my classes are also noisy because I like to involve my students in physical and getting right in there, getting dirty, as they say, getting their hands dirty. I like to involve them physically in lessons and get them doing exercises. And sometimes it might get noisy. I've had teachers come into my classroom from the next class and say, "Shh, it's not supposed to be noisy in class. I'm teaching conversation. I want it to be noisy. I want it to sound like a coffee shop, a noisy coffee shop on a Saturday afternoon." That's my perfect environment. But sometimes it gets quiet when the students try and think. And I do a lot of thinking. How can I make my lessons better? When you successfully accomplish all of these, then you get to the creativity. That's what I want. The ultimate in teaching for, I think, any teacher is not hard skills. It's a little bit hard to see, but the soft skills, creativity, communication, what is that, collaboration? That's collaboration. I can't even read that. Storytelling, problem solving, that's creativity. No, that's creativity. Anyway, the ability to, this is a military phrase. These are military terms. Hard skills are things that hard machinery, like computers or tanks or guns or calculators, can do. Soft skills, brain is soft. These are things that computers, machines, robots can't do. There's a very interesting guy, his name is Kevin Kelly. He's the co-founder of Wired magazine. I think he might be the most interesting fella on the planet. He said that, and I've heard this from other places too, he said that most of the students in school, K to 12, right now, the jobs that they will end up doing don't even exist right now. So specific teaching is not really productive. We need to shoot for the ultimate. And the ultimate is metacognition. Metacognition is thinking about thinking, learning how to learn. We need to give them transferable lessons that they can use throughout their lifetimes, even in situations that we cannot conceive of right now. That is how to best prepare our students for their lives. And this is what I'm about. This is what Frere was about. And this is what we try to teach in our classes through the steps that I've outlined. Getting to know your students, specializing the class to meet their needs, and doing it in a way that is memorable, fun, because then they will remember it better. It's relevant to them, keeps them active and engaged and using the language, not just learning it and forgetting it, using it in the future. And that's how I teach. That's me. And that's what you get if you hire me. Okay, thanks for listening. Maybe if you get to know me really well, like my students do, you can call me Dave instead of David. I hope so. Talk to you later. Cheers.